Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions rolls on at Allen Park, Michigan, where Thunderbolt lanes. Uninterrupted action in our title match is coming up next, but first, it's the Geico Championship recap with Randy.
Thanks, Mike. Match number one, it was PDW taking on Dan McClellan. Pete Weber struggled throughout this match with timing. Ended up to 2 open frames. Pete just couldn't overcome the deficit. Dan McClellan lined up playing that nice straight line. He finishes the match with a 7-bagger. He takes Pete Weber down 259 to 211. Then in the next match, Dan McClellan still trying to play that straighter line from out. Well, he struggled against Wes Malott. Lost his reaction. Wes Malott, well, he found a nice reaction. Wes had a 5-bagger and a 3-bagger en route to a 248 to 199 victory. And then in our last matchup, it was Wes Malott taking on Dom Barrett. It was survival of the fittest. Wes Malott got 9 a lot. In fact, 5 9 spares in a row. Now the stage was set. Dom Barrett needs this strike to advance to the title match. Oh my gosh, a massive messenger 10-pin. Wes Malott advances to the title.
Title match, uninterrupted handshake between the reigning PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte, and tournament leader and former Player of the Year, Wes Malott, 9-time titleist, looking for his 10th career and 2nd overall major. 10 frames to determine a champion among champions. Top seed indicates that Malott opens this match on the left lane. And he does so with a strike.
And a ball change. Wes Malott's going to finish the match on the right lane, the lane that curves the most out of the 2 lanes. Jason Belmonte is going to finish first, and he'll finish on the left lane.
Here he is, the brand new Chris Schenkel PBA Player of the Year, as voted by the membership of the Professional Bowlers Association, the Australian two-hander, Jason Belmonte. Opening shot, title match. Perfect shot. Jason Belmonte beat Wes Malott for his major title at the Masters.
Well, he was just spectacular on this day, and I think the thing that really stood out to me the most was his position and balance at the foul line, how steady his head was. It just helped him to repeat shots and make great shots and route to his first major victory.
Belmonte working on the strike now, 2nd frame. First crack at the left lane. Skates a little wide, avoids the 210, just a 10-pin.
Like that.
It'll be interesting to see just how much Jason Belmonte's rev rate influences this oil pattern and how it affects Wes Malott's reaction. Pretty fortunate here, though. That ball comes in light. That could have been a 2-8-10 very easily. Instead, it's just the 10-pin.
Same style for Belmonte, cross lane at the 10-pin. His spare game has actually improved quite a bit over the last 5 years.
Yeah, he still doesn't use his thumb when he's throwing his spare ball, but he does use a plastic ball, kind of end-over-end roll. Doesn't hook a whole lot, so it's definitely one of the things that he works diligently on. You can't be a top-notch player out here without having a great spare game. You see the comparison for Wes Malott. 10 strikes out of 14 on the left, not so good on the right.
Oh, now super washout. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
Okay.
He makes the ball change. It works on the left lane, and on the right lane where there's more friction, this ball never hooks. That's a 5-count super washout. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
Fits it between the 1 and the 6 conversion.
That's as good as a 9 spare because he's working on a strike. He doesn't lose any count.
I think I've got to. No, I got to.
Here's another look at the hammer. Tough spare replay.
I mean, I can't run out of shot that doesn't hit the head pin.
Gets a ball just right of the head pin. The ball deflects off of the head pin into the 610, covers it nicely. Big question mark, though. Now he's going to make another ball change, even though he struck on the left lane first ball.
Curve.
Rips the 7 out. Strike 4, Wes Milan.
That was a rack shredder. I mean, this is a great heavyweight fight. I mean, Wes Milan is going back and forth with bowling balls, and we're only in frame 3. That ball just throwing pins around like they were made out of balsa wood.
Belmonte up 3rd frame. He says, physics say my ball hits harder. I've worked to repeat at any speed with any release. 246 average, qualifying as the tournament leader.
Well, remember we talked about it at the top of the show, and is this guy the best player on tour? And I believe that he is unbeatable based on the gift that he has with his two-handed style. The power is unmatched. And when he's repeating shots, meaning when he's getting from the start of the approach to the foul line on a consistent basis, and his accuracy is at a premium, his release is going to be very consistent. And when that happens, I don't believe anybody can beat him on this tour.
Belmonte has 3 keys to repetition. Look for the ball movement in the swing, his foot speed, and the balance at the line. 4th frame, looking to double. Kicks the 10 out double for Jason Belmonte.
You know, the one thing that we forgot to mention was that because of the amount of power, it creates a tremendous amount of pin carry. He's got the highest striking percentage on tour. Nobody out carries this guy. When his ball hits the pins, they have no chance. So when you're throwing it at the head pin or at the 1-3 pocket, and your carry percentage is 90% when your ball gets there, kind of hard to beat that.
In fact, Jason said he felt he only threw 15 bad shots in his 49 games at the T of C. Wes Milan also looking to double, and he gets the 10 to fall. All even.
Is this the magic orb? Is this the correct ball?
Each player's mirrored the scoreboard. Strike, spare, double. Wes Milan will be the first to operate. 5th frame.
Oh. Whenever you hear a player say or yell push, push, that means they've gotten the ball inside of target and they're hoping that the ball can straighten itself out and not go high. That's exactly what this ball did. You see how it kind of rolled out and stopped right before it got to the 1-3, but the ball still went by the 9 pin. Easy.
Picked it up. All you got to do is knock it over. By USBC rule, put a slash in the box. Spare for Milan. Jason Belmonte, he says he strives to dominate. I want to leave a legacy like Mark Roth did. I want to be in that class. Earned his first PBA Player of the Year award, looking to add another major title to his resume. 5th frame.
This guy's been dominating the majors as of late. 7 out of the last 8 telecasts he's been on. Finished 2nd at this last year's U.S. Open. As you take a look at his arsenal, throwing an uproar. Led this tournament by a ton. Led the U.S. Open by a ton. Won the Masters. Lost to Pete Weber at the Tournament of Champions last year. Like I said, when this guy gets it going and when he's in full stride, this guy is unbeatable. The only chance you have is beating this guy in a 1-game match, but over 49 games, forget it.
4th pin.
Good shot.
The one key that Jason Belmonte did tell me that he had to maintain was the proper ball speed. His tendency is to get fast and overthrow it. which is very common with a two-handed bowler. Their feet have to get moving so fast to create ball speed. Sometimes he can overcook it. That was interesting.
Stuck on the natural surface. It's a natural wood approach with the synthetic lane combination. Here's another look.
Easy. No foul. And he converted the 4-pin, so no harm, no foul.
Six-frame title match. Malott trails by 10 pins on the spare. Solid in the pocket. Malott with an X. Wes Malott over the 2012-13 season. 2 titles ranked him tied for second. 228 average for the season.
Finished 4th in Player of the Year voting. Needs to get back on the strike train.
10 pin.
Again, it's the left lane.
Wesley, come on. Believe in it.
Can't afford to give Belmonte too many opportunities here. That was his chance to pull the match even. Didn't make a very good shot there leaving the 10 pin. It was a soft 10. Remember the last time on that lane it was a stone 9. He's got to somehow find a way to strike. He's got one more shot on that left lane. Right lane looks pretty good for him right now. Belmonte taking lots of time. This guy been in the pocket every shot. 10 pin in the second, 4 pin in the 6th.
Shakes up the rack just a bit wide, but blows out the 4-pin.
Jason Belmonte's going to take a re-rack on the left lane. Let's take a look at his pin carry. Remember, I talked about it earlier about all that power and the tremendous strike percentage, carry percentage. I mean, that ball barely catches a piece of the head pin, and it doesn't matter. So much force and power going through those pins that they just don't stand a chance against Jason Belmonte.
Cheers, boys.
Mass times acceleration is the simple math, and this man, Jason Belmonte, creates more of it than anyone.
Mike, I was told there would be no math.
Always math in bowling. Title match. Belmonte toes the line.
Look out.
Oh, almost
Wow.
a 2-8-10, just a 10.
Big time break right there. That ball scoots off the end of the pattern. I talked about how Belmonte has to maintain proper ball speed. This is a little too firm. Comes off the end of the pattern. The ball does not grip the lane, and it was almost devastation. Huge break, tripping up a 2-8 late. Huge.
Picks up the 10 pin and a spare for Belmonte. 10 pin advantage. With a pair of strikes here, Wes Malott can even this title match. I'd like to thank Tom Strobel, owner here at Thunderbolt Lanes, his great support of the PBA over the years, the original host of the World Series of Bowling back in 2009, hosting regional events. Big thanks to Tom and his staff. Now Wes, 8th frame, gets that first strike. Randy sets himself up.
Well, the right lane hasn't been the issue in this match for Wes Malott. It's the left lane, and right now, if I was Wes, I would look back on my U.S. Open victory and recall on that energy and focus before I stepped up and threw this shot on the left lane. Max score for Malott, 239. Max score for Belmonte, 239. Strike, and we are even. May have been the biggest shot of the week for Wes Malott right there. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the 10th frame, but he sure set himself up. Now, no matter what Jason Belmonte does, 9th and 10th frame, he cannot be shut out. What a great touch he put on this shot. Comes in and swishes the rack, and look at that react. He knows the score.
Now Belmonte up, foundation frame, working on the spare. Same max, 239. He strikes, and we have the possibility of a tie.
A little softer speed, the ball checked up off the end of the pattern and finished flush. Got to be very careful with this next shot. I'm still curious as to why he chose to finish on this left lane. Maybe he wanted Malott to sit and wait. Who knows? Maybe he really likes his reaction on that left lane and hasn't made the shots necessary. The last 2 times on the left lane, he went high for a 4-pin. The last shot on the left lane, almost disaster, tripping out the 2-8, only leaving the 10.
High, 6-10.
Well, a lot of times a player will overcompensate based on the last shot. Remember, he went light, almost leaving the 2-8-10 split. This time gets a little too soft. This ball overreacts. Looks like it was a bit farther right as well. And again, through the nose, leaving the 6-10. Another nice break, not leaving the split. He has opened the door wide open for Wes Malott. Almost chopped the 6-10.
Re-rack.
He's going to take a re-rack. He's going to let Malott sit a bit.
Right.
With a strike here, he will force Wes Malott to strike on the first ball in the 10th frame to win. If Wes doesn't,
Come on, mate.
Belmonte can still win. The strike here is 219. 9-18. We have a possibility of a tie.
Get this one.
Finish.
First frame.
Much better shot. Wasn't near as far right. Proper speed and a great result. Now, Wes Malott gets up in the 10th frame, seeking his 2nd major in the last 6 months. Wes Malott has to strike on this ball. Anything less than a strike, Jason Belmonte wins the 2014 Barbasol Tournament of Champions.
Looking to win his 2nd major, his 10th overall title. That's Hall of Fame territory. 1 strike between him and the goal. And some more time to think about it.
You heard what he said. He said, you got to commit, you got to commit. The reason why he balked, he is not committed to the shot. Lots of thoughts going on, and you can't have that. You can't execute. You got to turn the computer off. Look at the target, put your hand on the ball, and go. Put it on autopilot.
Barbasol, PBA Tournament of Champions in the balance on this shot. Must strike. Jason Belmonte is the winner of the Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions.
I can promise you Wes Malott did not throw that good. And it's unfortunate. He balked before he got up and threw it. Don't know what his commitment level was, but it was a poorly thrown shot. And Jason Belmonte wins sitting on the bench.
2nd major, 8th overall title. He just earned PBA Player of the Year honors. And now Jason Belmonte, with the big lead in the tournament, will take home the trophy. When we come back to Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, we will award the trophy to Jason Belmonte as Wes Malott finishes up disappointment for Wes. The match was his, but Belmonte prevails.
Thank you, Storm, Barbasol, PBA, my family back home.
We'll talk to Jason Belmonte, Tournament of Champions winner, when we return to Thunderbolt Lanes. Jason Belmonte, 219 to 218, the final in the 2014 Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions, and it came down to this 10th frame.
Jason Belmonte could have struck out and forced Wes Malott to do the same, but instead he throws a bad shot, goes through the nose, but his fill shot was just as important when he struck. Wes Malott needs all 10. Poor shot, gets 9, loses by 1.
Wes Malott had it in his hands and it slipped through his fingers. Kimberly Pressler is standing by with Jason Belmonte. Kimberly.
Jason, it came right down to the wire. What was going through your mind while you had to sit there and watch Wes in that last frame?
Look, I thought he was lucky that entire game, and he outbowled me. And I was...
Mate.
Your first ever win of the Tournament of Champions.
I did say that if I won, I was going to shave with Barbasol cream, so...
There you go. It looks good on you. Congratulations.
Anybody got a razor? Who's got a razor? Bill O'Neill, this is not over. This is far from over, Bill O'Neill.
Congratulations, Jason Belmonte. He earned that shave. Coming up next Sunday at 4 Eastern, it's the PBA Super Clash. The last 2 PBA Players of the Year, Sean Rash and Jason Belmonte, do battle. 3 games, total pins. Immediately following on Super Bowl Sunday, the CP3 PBA Remix. Next Sunday, 5:30 Eastern on ESPN. Four major titleists and Dan McClellan did battle. Wes Malott had potential victory in his hands, and Jason Belmonte is your Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions winner. For Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, this is Mike Jakubowski. Congratulations to Jason Belmonte.